What is up, rollers? This is Rollin' Dirty coming back to you with another video. This time I am taking a roll around the local neighborhood on the Inmotion V12 high torque. Now, when I bought this wheel, it wasn't something that I'd been thinking about. Hey, you know, I should save up and get this wheel. It was kind of a spontaneous decision that was brought about by another circumstance. Let me just say that much. At any rate, the other day I had a friend of mine ask me if I, now that I have the Sherman-Max, if I regretted buying the V12 high torque. And you know, at the time, I think I told him that I kind of did. But hear me out. I told him that I kind of did, but that the V12 high torque could do things that I wouldn't want to do on the Sherman-Max, and that's why I bought it. Now, it'd been a few weeks since I'd ridden the V12 as well when I made that statement. Well, I got back on it today, guys, and guess what? I don't regret a thing. This wheel has got to be the best bang for the buck that you can get on any wheel, even right now. I think I paid about $2,500 for this wheel, and I think they've gone on sale for lower than that. There's just not a better value. Let me talk about the highlights. First, the LCD screen is the best. It's the best of any wheel. The Sherman-Max has a nice screen. It's got 4 buttons to control it. But it is just an LCD screen with no color, just white LCD. This one is a touchscreen. It's got a huge menu, tons of options. Lots of things you can control directly on the wheel without having to open up the app. I mean, almost everything, if not everything. I'd have to do an exhaustive compare to really know. But I would say there's nothing lacking in the interface on the touchscreen display on the top of the wheel. It's bright, it's colorful, good resolution. It's kind of hard to beat, you know, by comparison. Something else I like about the wheel is the adjustable pedal position. What you see me riding is this wheel in the with the pedals in the highest position. There's 3 positions: high, medium, and low. And I'm in the highest position right now, which I think actually makes it easier to ride. Now, that being said, I haven't adjusted the pedals to try anything else because I got on it and liked it. Came with the pedals in the high position. That being said, I have ridden somebody else's high torque for just like a little tiny spin. But he had put the pedals in the lowest position, and I remember thinking that it felt a little top heavy to me. This doesn't feel top heavy to me with the pedals in the highest position. I feel really balanced, actually. You'll see I'm moving along here. It's not like I'm going slow. You know, here's a close up of the LCD. You can kind of see where I'm going. I think I hit almost 50 kilometers an hour, which is about 30 miles an hour, 31 miles an hour. I think top speed on this thing is like 37, right? So I didn't feel uncomfortable going that quickly on it. And it's a 16-inch tire, and I'm in the highest pedal position. It feels great, and you can see that I'm stable on it. Not having to do a lot of carving or anything like that to keep wobbles away or anything of that nature. It's just nice to ride, well balanced in my opinion. And you can't really see that here, but I'm not squeezing the wheel with my knees at all. I'm just standing on the pedals. And I can feel the case of the wheel lightly bumping against the insides of my legs as I keep it balanced, but I'm not squeezing it. And I think that's part of the reason I'm not dealing with any speed wobbles. I find that when I squeeze a wheel with my legs, that's when I get the wobbles. That's counterintuitive because, you know, you get on one of these wheels and you're like, hey, I gotta hang on for dear life because if I fall off, it's gonna hurt. But the truth is, it's easier to control the wheel if you're not straining and not squeezing it. So, if you're having trouble on the V12 high torque or the V12 high speed, my recommendations would be these. Try a different pedal height and try to relax. It makes a difference, specifically the second part. Anyway, I've taken this wheel up some pretty crazy stuff. I've got a neighbor. He was really ambitious when he was younger, and he decided to build his home up on the hillside, and he carved his own road into the hillside. And to this day, that road is basically made up of loose, round river rock. And it's not level by any means. It's all over the place. If you're in a normal car, you're going to have to maneuver the car to not bottom it out in places. But he hadn't seen me ride one of these things, so one day I decided, I'm going to go pay him a visit, and I rode up his driveway in it. I got to the top, and he looked at me like, what the heck is that thing, Most people do. It's the common response, right? What is that thing? So I explained to him what an electric unicycle is, and he was telling me how his contractors complain about bringing lumber up his driveway because they don't want to bring their truck up with a bunch of lumber on it. And I said, well, you tell them. Next time they whine about it, you tell them that your neighbor drove up it on a unicycle. And he got up there okay, so what's their problem? Anyway, I did get up just fine. Coming down was much easier. I did it again just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. It was a little technical. I didn't have the camera with me at the time, otherwise... Actually, I probably wouldn't even have used it because I'd have been afraid to hit the ground and then, nail the lens and ruin the camera. But but this wheel, the point I'm getting at here is the wheel is great for that kind of stuff. It's obviously good on the road too, if you're okay with slightly lower speed than some of the other wheels that go quicker, like the Sherman Max or the RS high speed that I have. But I mean, this thing's no slouch. It's like, look at me, you can tell right here I'm moving along pretty good. And it's not like I wish I was going faster. I feel perfectly comfortable at this speed. So, in summary, let me just say I'm very pleased with the V12 high torque. I really like it as a wheel. I think it's the best value you can get in any wheel right now at any price. It's just an amazing wheel. If you're thinking about getting into the electric unicycle lifestyle, then I highly recommend this wheel. There's a link in the description box below. It's an affiliate link. It won't cost you a dime more to use that link to make a purchase, but if you use it and you decide to make a purchase, it does give me a little bit of a kickback that encourages me to continue bringing you content. I appreciate it much. Thank you for taking the time to watch. If you stuck it out to the very end, very much appreciated. Catch you next time.